welcome. A moment so we can share this. Come to today's live. It's going to be an exciting episode of our normal Monday lives every Monday or every other Monday because there are some Mondays that we are not up to it. So we have this live every Monday or every other Monday for real estate investors that want to get a deep dive on how to start, how to navigate the real estate investment space, and also how to make safe and profitable real estate investments, the best investments to make in the city of Port Harcourt and in Enugu, where I cover. Okay, welcome. If you are just joining us today, welcome. Tell us where you're joining from and also tell us your name so we give you a shout out. Welcome to our family. This is going to be an exciting discussion. Today we are diving into the comment section. What the questions have been asked most frequently in our comment section through the videos I've been posting all over my social medias, in my Instagram, my TikTok, and here on YouTube. We are going to be having a deep dive on these comments, these questions that have been asked, and also telling you the most appropriate way to go about your real estate investment. Okay, so if you're joining us, tell us where you're joining from, and if you can hear me clearly, type 1 in the comment section. If you can hear me clearly, type 1 in the comment section. If you can see me clearly, type 2 in the comment section, so I know that you can see me well and you can hear me clearly. Okay, welcome. If you can hear me clearly, type 1 in the comment section. Let me know if the audio is okay. If you can hear me clearly, type 1 in the comments. Type 1 in the comments. Type 1 in the comment section so I know you can hear me very well. If you can hear me well, type 1 in the comment section. Okay, I see you, Mr. Joe. All right. Okay, let's get right into it. I'm going to be reading out some of the questions I've been asked in the comment sections on some of the videos I've posted. Oh, thank you very much. Welcome from Fiji. Welcome. It's always a beautiful time to have you here. Okay, so I'm going to be answering some of the questions I've been asked through the videos I've posted in my social medias, most especially on TikTok, on Instagram, and here on YouTube. So one of the questions I've been asked is, how can someone get the rightful documents of a land? How can someone get the rightful documents of a land? So first of all, what are the rightful documents of that land? So when you're buying the land, like I always say, the documents are to transfer ownership to you. The documents you get upon purchase of a land are to transfer ownership to you. And there are specific documents that do this. There is the deed of assignment in some states, there is deed of conveyance in some states. And if you got this property through a gift, like someone gifted you this property, you get the deed of gift. Okay, these are the 3 major documents that you can see that transfers ownership to you. So when you're buying, ensure you're getting either a deed of assignment or a deed of conveyance, or if you're getting it as a gift, deed of gift, depending on the circumstances surrounding the transaction. That is one. The second document you want to get is your registered survey. Now, what does your registered survey do? It gives you the particular dimensions of your property. It shows you the particular size of your property, and also gives your property a specific beacon number. The beacon numbers guiding those 4 or 5 corners of your property are unique to your own plot of land. So whenever someone goes to start any of those beacon number, if you have a registered survey to that land, your name will appear as the person that owns that land. That is if your survey is registered. So that is why it's very important you get a registered survey. Sometimes people give you a survey plan. Okay, a survey plan, you still need to go and do the registered survey for that survey plan you are given. Okay, so it is very important. This is a very important document you need to get upon purchase of your land. So how do you get those documents? It is simple. Once you're done buying a property, request the particular sequence is when you're done buying, you get your documents, especially when you're dealing with real estate companies. But if you're not dealing with real estate companies, you're dealing with individuals, of course you have to request for your documents. Get your lawyer to do the right things, or they get their lawyer to construct the documents, and then your own lawyer goes through those documents. Okay, why are you going through it? So you see the clauses. If there is something you don't understand, you ask them, please, this clause, what are they talking about? Are you saying that this one or this one will happen? Explain better before you pin down your signature. Okay, before you pin down your signature on that property, you need to go through it with your own lawyer, and also be in agreement with everything that you see in all of those clauses, and let it be clear to you before you sign. And once you've signed and the seller also signs, the ownership of that land has been transferred to you. Now your obligation is to ensure you register that property document. Why are you registering it? Because your property documents are not yet legal documents until they are registered. So it is very, very important. Don't just get property documents and just keep it in one of your safes and don't do any other thing about it. You need to register all your documents, because that's the only thing that makes those documents a legal document. Okay, that is the first question. Now, the second question we'll be answering today is, how do you verify a genuine document? Say you want to buy a property and they're telling you that this property has a deed of assignment, or it has a deed of conveyance, and it also have a registered survey. Or you're going to buy a property and they're telling you that this property actually has a C of O. How do you verify this, if these documents are actually genuine and authentic? That is the second question. So how do you do this? It is simple. Simply request. If the person have registered that document, it is much more easier. But most times people neglect registering their documents. Just like some of us here, you bought properties and you've not registered the documents to your property. That is what happens in most cases. People do not really take it very serious, but it's very, very, very serious to register your documents. Because if anything happens, it's the person that registers the document that the law knows as the legal owner of that land that the document is registered under. Okay, so if the person have registered the document, it is much more easier. All you need to ask is just the details of that document, the registration number and or the plan number. Just go to the Ministry of Land, give them those information, the plan number, the registered survey plan number, the registration number. If they have registered their land, they will just put it in their system. In an organized state, is very, very easy. In an organized state, is very, very easy. They just key in those details in their system and it shows everything about that land. It also even shows you that particular land. Like, you can see the land on their computer. The land that was registered, you can literally see it physically on their computer. So when you go to that site, you will see that it's the same thing that you saw in their computer that you are seeing on ground. Okay, so that is exactly how to do it, especially if the land has been registered. But if the land has not been registered, let's say that the person just has a deed of assignment and the person did not register because maybe the person already have a mind to sell, so they don't want to go through the stress of registering the property when they are still going to sell it. Okay, when they are still going to sell that property. So if the land is not registered, all you need to do is ask for the plan number. Even if it's not registered, they already have a registered survey. If the person not have registered survey, that's another. It will stress you because you still have to go and do registered survey for that land, or you just go and buy from the direct owner, especially when they are the original generational owners of that land. You just have to go buy from them, do your survey and all of that. That's when you know you are buying from the ancestral owners. Okay, so if you are buying from the ancestral owners, you just have to do your due diligence. Ask questions to people around there. Ask people around there, especially when you are buying from ancestral owner. Ask them, who owns this land? These people that own this land, are they the ones that I'm buying from? This land, is there any issue on it? You want to ask questions to ensure that you are buying from the real ancestral owner. So when you're buying from real ancestral owner, once you are done, just go ahead immediately. No waste time for this one. No. Go ahead and register that land. Survey the land, get the registered survey to that land, and register the documents you are giving. That is what secures your ownership, especially when you're buying from ancestral owners. Okay? If the land is not yet registered, but you're not buying from an ancestral owner, maybe you're buying from a second generation owner, that is the person that bought from ancestral owners, but the person did not register the land document that he was given. Just ask for the plan number of his registered survey. With that, go to the hello, good day, Machinyere. It's nice to have you here always. Welcome, Luke. I can see you. I will attend to all the questions in the comment section. So if you have any questions, just drop it on this live chat. I'm going to be going through them as we go on. Okay? Yeah. So if the person have not registered, just ask for the plan number of his registered survey. With that, go to the Ministry of Land. Just give them the information. They will tell you the details of that land. Meanwhile, you also have to go to the place where the land is located and ask people around there about that land. So ensure you're buying from the right owner. That is what. But for verifying the documents, you have to do it in the Ministry of Land. Okay? That is it for the second question. Okay? That is it for the second question. Now, someone is asking, how much will it cost to register a land? How much will it cost to register a land? This is very important because on this recent time, this recent climate, this recent economy in Nigeria, everything just changed. Okay. Normally, you could use 400,000 naira, 500,000 naira and register a land in Enugu, even in Port Harcourt, in some parts of Port Harcourt. But right now, everything has changed. Especially in Enugu, the property registration amount, they skyrocketed. So if you're buying a property in developing areas, just budget around 800,000 to 1 million naira in registering your documents there, in registering that property. If you're buying in already built, like people already living there, just budget around 2.5 million naira to 4 million naira, depending on where you bought into. Okay, that's for Enugu. Then in Port Harcourt, if you're buying in Port Harcourt, the first thing first in Port Harcourt is you have to have a registered survey, because most at times people give you the survey plan, they don't register the survey for you. So you have to be the one to go and now register your land yourself. That one will cost you around 200 to 400,000 naira. So once you get your registered survey, you go and process what is called certificate of deposit. That is the peculiar thing about registering properties in Port Harcourt. This certificate of deposit is prepared by the surveyors. Okay, that's the certificate to deposit your own particular survey in the ministry. Okay, once you get that, it doesn't cost much. It's around 20,000 naira to 50,000 naira. Once you get your certificate of deposit, then you can now go and do the registration of your deed of assignment or deed of conveyance. It's called deed of conveyance here in Port Harcourt. So you now go ahead to get your stamp duty done. Stamp duty is usually 10%. Capital gain is also usually 10% of the value of the land, depending on what they see. Now, when you're buying in developing areas in Port Harcourt, it is very, very cheap. Port Harcourt developing areas, the properties there are usually very cheap. You can get a property there for 700,000 naira, 800,000 naira, 1 million naira, 2 million naira at most for developing properties. So when you're buying properties like 700,000 naira in the ministry, that is they have an average price for lands like that. Okay, if you bought in a particular developing area and the average price they are using to calculate things are just around 600,000 naira, 700,000 naira, they will now use that price to calculate the fees you're going to pay. Like the capital gain that is 10%, what you will now be paying is around 60,000 naira or 70,000 naira. So give or take, with 500 to 700,000 naira, you can get your property registered in Port Harcourt. Okay, that is it. Are we following? So, like I said, if you have any questions, and you want to ask about real estate, real estate investment, buying properties, just put it in the comment section. I'm going to be answering everything one after the other. Okay. Now the third or the fourth question I'm going to be asking is, so someone is asking, what if you buy a property from local people, that's like from the original owners? How would you get your property ownership done? How will you get your own right of ownership? And also, how would you register it? Does it mean you still have to register even when you bought from the original ancestral owners? Yes. So it's not peculiar to who you bought from. These are the things you need to do for every property you buy. No matter who you are buying from, even if you are buying from the ancestors themselves, they have to first of all transfer ownership of that property to you through a deed of assignment or a deed of conveyance. Okay? And once you get it, it is an obligation for you, if you want to protect your rights to that property. And nobody will just come from nowhere and tell you, this property, we did not sell it to you and all of that. You need to follow these steps. You need to go and register that property. Register it in your name. If you want to now get higher title, you can go as high as getting a C of O to that property. Very important. This is how you get a property and you can rest assured. And once you are done doing that and you now go a step higher, secure your property with a perimeter fencing, you can go and sleep. You can go and sleep. Just get a pin. There is something we call a Google pin. This is usually like a new technology we use here in Port Harcourt. You can get a Google pin of your land. Collect it anywhere you are. You can literally just pin that in your Google and see the current state of your land. So while someone is on ground going to check your land for you, frequently managing your property for you, that is part of what we do for our clients. You yourself, you can be anywhere in the world and see exactly what is happening around your property with that Google pin. Okay? So it's not peculiar to whoever you buy. This is exactly how you secure your land and secure your right of ownership. Okay? Now, the next question we are going to be answering today. The next question. So I was talking about deed of conveyance being deed of conveyance and deed of assignment being documents that transfer ownership to you. And someone asked, does it mean that the deed of the power of attorney is not part of it? Does it mean power of attorney is not a good document? Now, let's explain this. Power of attorney is not a document. It's not a document that transfers ownership to you as a buyer. Power of attorney is simply rights given to somebody by the seller or the owner of the property to execute anything pertaining his property. Let me break this down in a way you understand. You have a property, and let's say you are not in town, you're not in Nigeria, you are living abroad, and you just bought a property, and you want someone to manage it for you. You want the person to be in charge of getting the monies in this thing. In fact, 100% managing your property and just remitting cash to you, especially for rental properties. Or you have an hectares of land and you want the person to be in charge of it, to see everything happening in that land. The only legal way you can do that is by giving the person power through a power of attorney to execute those rights. If you did not give the person power, what is called is the person will just be encumbering on your land and it's illegal. Do you get? That is what power of attorney does. Power of attorney is not a way to transfer ownership to anybody. It is simply how you give someone right to execute something pertaining your land. That is why sometimes when you buy property, the person will not give you irrevocable power of attorney. What the person is telling you to do is, mind you, irrevocable power of attorney is different, 100% different from power of attorney. So why the person is giving you irrevocable power of attorney is that the person is telling you, see this land you bought, you have the power to do whatever you want in this land. That is what it signifies. But it's not a way to transfer ownership to anybody. Okay? If you are talking about transferring ownership, it has to be a deed, through a deed of assignment or deed of conveyance. Are we following? So I'm trying as much as possible to ensure that this is not a very lengthy talk. Okay, so in the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we'll be done here. So if you have any questions, drop it in the chat box. I'm going to be reading through it. I'm going to be reading through the chat box. I'm going to be answering every question I see on this live chat before we end this live. However, if you don't have any questions, you can literally be learning from what we are talking about through what people asked. Okay? Now, someone said something. He literally came to the comment section and said, I bought over 60 plots of land from companies. I don't buy land from individuals or families. I can't waste over $200,000 on landed property investments. Now, this is a smart move, especially if you don't want stress and you are not even on ground. You don't want anybody to stress you. You don't want any stress on your transaction, and you are not on ground. The safest bet for you is to buy through companies. Why? These companies literally take risk away from you. How do they do this? They go themselves, acquire this property from the ancestral owners. Not just that, they see to it that they do everything they need to do for that land to be 100% theirs, so that whoever they are selling to has the power to do whatever they want in their piece of land. This one is not the one you buy and they will tell you, you've not paid on a child go, you've not settled the youth, you've not bought the cow that you need to buy whenever you buy property in our community. So you cannot do this thing you want to do in this land. That stress, if you don't want it, especially if you are starting your real estate journey, just find a reputable, serious real estate company. Serious real estate company. Just go there and start investing. Invest in their properties, especially properties that are already fully registered by them. There are some properties you buy and they are still in the process of registration, especially very cheap, very affordable properties, because there are stages of property development. There is the one they just acquired and they are doing the survey. And when they are done doing the survey, they now go and register. By the time you get to see that land, they might start selling it at 500,000 naira or 300,000 naira. By the time they are done with everything, the land can go up to 4 million or 5 million or even 6 million naira. So if you don't want stress, you want to buy properties, go and look for serious real estate companies. How do you identify these companies? One, you take their track record. Now, the easiest way to know real estate companies that are serious is one, how much of their properties are registered? That is one. Two, how frequently do they do their allocation? You can literally know this through going to their Instagram page, because anytime any real estate company is doing their allocation, they announce it. So you want to check their frequency when it comes to allocation. That is how you know that, you see, this property I'm buying, before you know it, I'm going to be allocated. Then three, how many of their properties are developed? Do they buy properties in developing areas, and do they develop those properties they buy? That is how you know a serious developer. So this serious developer, if he now goes to developing areas and acquire acres, you know that it will come a time where this place will open up and this person will definitely develop his property because he's a good developer. Okay? That is simply it. Without stress, you can acquire as much properties as you want in different locations for different things. Rest assured knowing that your property is 100% okay. Okay? Now let's write on. Let's write on. Now someone asks, what is the difference between a contract of sale and the deed? Now, we found out this is a regular document that you get whenever you are buying property in some states in Nigeria. They usually give you a contract of sale. Some give you the contract of sale before they even give you a deed of assignment. Okay? Some give you a contract of sale before they give you a deed of assignment. And contract of sale is not a document of ownership. Now, in abroad, this contract of sale is literally what people do before they even go into the business. Before you even pay money, you go into contract with them. They are telling them, I want to buy this property, and they are saying, okay, no problem, I want to sell this property to you. Now, these are my terms. I want you to pay it at this price, and then you want to tell me why. Someone will tell you, why do you want to buy this property? Do you want to buy it to resell? Do you want to buy it to develop? I want to know, so that when the time comes, I know where to categorically state you as an investor in my company. These things, when you are now done with the contract, they sign it before you now go and pay money. But here, it is given to you, give it to you in place of deed of assignment or deed of conveyance, which is nothing. Contract is contract. The law calls it a gentleman agreement, not a legal document. The contract is a gentleman's agreement. So you can breach the contract and there might be little or no repercussions. And you cannot be sentenced to imprisonment because you breached a contract. You can literally just suffer some consequences. But it's called a gentleman's agreement. So when someone is telling you they just give you a contract of sale, there has to be additional security for any investment at all. There is a real estate investment trust. Sometimes they tell you how you get a contract of your sale. Some will go ahead and give you a deed of sale, because it's very important. You can literally breach contracts and nothing will happen. But deed, there has to be an additional security to this land or this investment I am making with you. Okay? So contract of sale is not in any way a deed. It's not in a contract is contract. You can go ahead and breach contracts. And if there is no clause in the contract that states what will happen to you if you breach the contract, you can breach contract and you are free. Nothing will happen to you. And if you take it to court, the court will tell you it's contract now. It's a gentleman agreement written in paper. And case are closed. I beg go, let's do better. Let's do better. Collect your deed of assignment or deed of conveyance when you buy properties. Okay? Are we following? If you are enjoying this session so far, type 1 in the comment section or tell me yes in the comment section. Are you enjoying this session so far? Tell me yes in the comment section if you are enjoying it. Before we move on, tell me how much you are enjoying the section. Are you enjoying it? Yes or no? Yes, if you are enjoying it. No, I'm not enjoying it. Just say your mind. Say your mind now, so I will know. Okay? Okay, I can see you. Machinyere. Yes, I'm enjoying it. So we should do more of it, right? We should do more of the diving into comment section so we know and get more in-depth conversations about the comments people put. That is why I would also encourage you. If you have any questions, you see my videos in any of the platforms on YouTube, on Instagram, or even on TikTok, and you want more information, want to get more info about what I'm talking about, I would encourage you to always type in the comment section. Type in the comment section. I understand that some people are shy, like me. You will not believe I'm shy. Well, I'm shy. I'm actually a shy person. I understand that some people are shy like me and they don't want to go into car. I don't want to type anything. My name will show. You now know me. Oh my God. Just know how you go and write it. You can send me a DM with your questions, okay? If you're a shy person like me, always send a DM with your questions. I'll always attend to it 100%. Okay? All right. Yes, you are enjoying the session so far. So we shall right on from here. All right. Okay, someone asks what documents to expect from estate land. Okay, if I read it correctly, someone is asking what documents do I expect when I'm buying a property in an estate, right? What document do I expect when I'm buying a property in an estate? Simple and short. One, your deed of conveyance or your deed of assignment, depending on the state. Here in Port Harcourt is deed of conveyance. Sorry. Here in Port Harcourt is deed of conveyance. In Enugu, in Lagos, is deed of assignment. So first of all, you get your deed. The second is your survey, the survey of your land. Here in Port Harcourt, some usually give you a survey plan first because they usually tell you is free documentation. And when someone is telling you free documentation and the property is actually very, very cheap, there is no added price to the value of that property, and it's free documentation. Just know it's free documentation mostly for your survey plan and your deed of conveyance. That registered survey, it costs 200 to 400,000 naira to do. So when someone is telling you they will give you free registered survey, that means you're buying a high-end property. Okay? That means you're buying a high-end property. But when they say free documents and there is no specification, just know what you will get, especially here in Port Harcourt, is the deed of conveyance, which is true, 100% free. But in the survey, you will get a survey plan. Then with the survey plan, you will now go ahead and use your hand and do the registered survey. Hope you are clear. But some places, they put all the price in the land, make it all inclusive, 100% all inclusive. Especially when you're buying high-end properties, like properties from 4 million naira, 7 million naira, 10 million naira, 15 million naira, and they tell you all inclusive. It's all inclusive of everything. Okay? But that's basically it. Your receipt of payment, your deed of conveyance or deed of assignment, then your survey plan or registered survey. If you get a survey plan, go ahead and do your registered survey, please. Go ahead and do your registered survey, or ask the company, what do I pay to get my registered survey? I don't want survey plan. Give me registered survey. What do I do? How much do I pay to get my registered survey? Nah. You will get the information when you ask the questions. Okay. Are we following? Are we following so far? Are we following so far? Now, someone is asking, how can I get a C of O for my land? How can I get a C of O for my land? So, to get a C of O for your land, you first of all have to register your documents. Okay? Your documents, your deed of assignment or your deed of conveyance has to be fully registered in the Ministry of Land. Now, once it's registered, you can now go ahead and apply for a C of O. And the process of registration in the Ministry of Land, you just tell them, I want C of O. They will tell you how to apply for it. Okay? They will tell you how to apply for it, and then you pay the necessary things you need to pay for your C of O and now wait. Because most times, getting a C of O is not a day's job. It's not a month, sometimes it's not even a year's job. It's very difficult sometimes to get a C of O. But once you apply, it's already in the process. So if they are issuing C of O, and you are very lucky, you can be one of the first people they give the C of O in that state. Because the C of O has to be signed by the governor. Okay? It has to be signed by the governor of the state. So it usually takes much time. But once you want to get your C of O, you first of all have to register your documents 100%, then apply for it. Apply for your C of O, the C of O. That's when you now see C of O in view. That means people they are done with their registration and the C of O is now in the process. They have applied for it and they are now waiting for them to get the C of O. That is when you see a property and they tell you C of O in view. Okay? So that's it basically. That's how to get your C of O. Simple as that. You first of all have to register your land, your documents to your land. Then you apply for C of O and wait. And then if you now have somebody, now this is Nigeria, if you have someone in there, please tell the person you apply for C of O so that it will fast track things. It's good to know people. Please. In Nigeria, you have to know people. I beg, okay? Can people who bought a land through real estate get C of O? This is a very, very regular question. I've gotten this question most times. Like, I bought a property with a company. The company, they say they have C of O, but I want my own particular C of O. But some people would say, I bought a property from a company. They don't have C of O yet, so but I want C of O. Can I go ahead and get my C of O? Now, this is how it happens. If a property you bought already has C of O, and you still want to get your C of O, or you still want to get C of O title to that land, first of all, you have to go register that land, first of all. But if you are applying for C of O, you will not get it because C of O cannot be issued to two people at the same time for a particular area of land. If the land is in hectares, and those hectares acquired C of O, and you now went and bought some acres or some plots in that hectares of land that has C of O, you will still not get C of O to those land because the C of O is already covering even your own plots. So when you go to apply for C of O, what you will get instead is what we call governor's consent. So this is telling you that CEO, and you've gotten to the point of getting C of O, but someone already has a C of O to this land you want to get a C of O for. But we are consenting as the governor that we know about your land. So they will give you, the governor will now sign on your deed of assignment. They will now sign on your deed of assignment and stamp it. That is the consent of the governor that you have a C of that you own a land in this community or in this state or in this area. So whenever someone goes to search that land, because you already have a registered deed and of course a stamped governor's consent, it's only your name that will appear there. Nobody will come and tell you stories. So what is the essence of all of this C of O? One, it gives you security of your land. It gives you 100% security. Even with the government, if you acquired a C of O legally, because if you do konuko something and there is issue in the future, it will hit back. If you don't get your C of O well, it can be reversed. So if you got your C of O legally or your governor's consent legally, and anything comes to your land, let's say the governor wants to do something and they are now demolishing properties, and you have a C of O to that land or C of O to that property or a governor's consent, if there is no remedy and this thing must happen, there is no remedy for you, the government must compensate you. They must compensate you. But if there is a remedy, because you already have a C of O or a governor's consent to that land, you are secured. You get? You are secured. So on the long run, even because in this industry, you never can tell what will happen. But getting the right documentations saves you a million things. It saves you a lot. Do you get? So that is why it's very, very important. Register your property, get either your C of O or your governor's consent, get it stamped. Okay? So that is it basically. I hope you got value from these informations we've brought. I hope you got value from all of this time we spent here. We spent almost 40 minutes here. I hope you got value from it. I hope it was a beautiful moment for you. This is literally where I end for today. Okay, this is where I end for today. So in our next class, we'll be talking about something more very, 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 very important. Of course, we always talk about important things. So bear it in mind that every Monday or every other Monday, we come on here live and discuss real trivial real estate nuggets and real estate knows, real estate do's, real estate don'ts. So when you go to buy a property, you are secure. You know what to do. You know the right things to do to get your land successfully gotten. Okay, and to get security on your investment. Meanwhile, if you're just seeing me for the very first time, my name is Josie Nnadi. I am your number one real estate consultant residing here in Port Harcourt. I'm really partially in Enugu right now. I used to be in Enugu, but right now I am majorly now in Port Harcourt. So if you're looking to make real estate investments in any of these cities, in Port Harcourt or in Enugu, and you want someone to just assist you make the right investments, assist you get all of these things done without stress, make your real estate investments hassle free, go ahead and contact me. Give me a call on 081 2055 2218. I'll be delighted to actually help you or assist you make the right real estate investment. And of course, the most profitable real estate investment for you. Until I come your way again, I am just Nnadi, and have a fantastic, beautiful day and beautiful week ahead. See you next time. See ya and bye bye.